Mail came a little early today. I'm still here in my house, by the way. Gonna cut the grass one more time. A little bit later. Kind of cool today, about 74, 73, somewhere around there. Now, this is just everyday life now. I'm trying to show you for a disabled veteran who was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. But do I seem that crazy? Yeah, I read stuff you ain't read, maybe. Heard stuff you don't want to hear, maybe. See stuff you don't want to see, maybe. Well, that's your choice, too, you know. Alright. Now, if you want to be stubborn, I guess 50% of the Lord is better than none of the Lord, but even you are your mom and dad, right? So that's kind of, I think, the problem you have, right? You want to be more dad than mom, right? When you're both, right? Especially the men, right? I don't think you realize it, but when our first founding father, Adam, sinned with Satan, right? He had to do something that made him ashamed of his body, right? I'm sorry, biting into a piece of fruit just don't do that for me, right? But a different kind of sex introduced by Satan, not Jesus, by the way, the tree of life, and not the tree of knowledge of good and evil, might be the problem. Not that it's gay people themselves with that particular type of sex, right? But maybe it was more how Satan did it with him. That gave him the knowledge of good and evil too. Maybe he shamed him, but not so much her. See, it took Satan knowing him, right, and showing him good and evil too, right, when it was his turn, right, that Adam saw and Eve saw their nakedness, right, their shame, and became ashamed of their bodies and started wearing coverings, right, animal hides, right, like Cro-Magnon did in Neanderthal, right. Well, the reason they're doing that is there's something in the sky that can see them. Right. Maybe two. Something's watching them. The angels are also called watchers. Now, I'm trying to read some of the Apocrypha, and in one it talks about how a woman also has power, though it's kind of different than that of a man, right? Yet, men fight over women as much as they do over anything else, too, right? See, the angels that sinned apparently found the daughters of Adam attractive, right? So attractive they wanted to leave heaven to be with him, right? But in order to do that, since they're asexual beings, right, they had to be both male and female, right? It would explain why the hermaphroditic gene is in the gene pool and how it would corrupt the human body if it were to become manifest in the gene pool sexually, right? That's what Satan did, though, right? He wanted to corrupt the gene pool. And in the way he did, and that's why the Bible warns that when you sin, it'll affect even your children, right? When you do wrong and hate the Lord, you're hating him up to 4 generations sometimes, right? Because your sin becomes your children's sin, right? Now, Cain murdered Hebel, which is their name in the Hebrew, right? And Hebel, or Cain, would have been left with the daughter of Adam and the devil. Now, Eve also had to raise 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. Because Satan disappeared from the scene. And like I told you, after he had the child with Adam, right, he would have to walk around on all 4s, right? And the closest thing to him would be the rivers, but also, right, there was an ocean nearby too, right, called the Mediterranean. see, probably, right. So I figure what he did was went and drowned himself in the river, in the borders of the ocean, right, or seas, right. Now it's also rumored, because God's trying to get him to repent, that even Satan will be resurrected in the future with everyone, right? Else, both good and bad, right? Right.